Y'all do not. Y'all do not kick my butt. I was in here. I had the security people in here setting up the damn cameras and completely forgot to set the room up for y'all to come in early, because I know y'all like to come in and get in the comments real early or whatever. So I apologize for that, y'all. We got a great show tonight. We got a lot of interesting subjects tonight. Somebody said, are you joining Coach Stormy? I don't know if I'm gonna join Coach Stormy. Coach Stormy made me feel some type of way. When I saw the message that said she is no longer with TLC, I texted her to see what the new company was, and I put, "Hey, girl, what's the new company we going to? I want to get in on the ground up," and the bitch ain't respond. So fuck her. I don't want to say no makeup, no way. Stormy called me, bitch. Congratulations to Coach Stormy and all the ladies over there doing what they're doing, making money the way they make money. It's definitely inspirational. I've definitely been watching, and I would advise any of you guys who have a knack for that multi-level marketing. I'm finna give y'all a plug. Y'all already know Stormy finna go over there and blow them people stuff up, right? She finna go over there. Think about the NutriBurst and the NRG and all of that. Now would be the time for y'all to get in. I know a lot of y'all know what that pyramid stuff. Now would be the time for you to get in before she blow up whatever the next product is. And I'm just telling y'all that really quickly. And that's just free of charge. I haven't even talked to Stormy. Don't forget, guys, to get your Mika's treats. Use promo code Funky2020 to get all of your reefer products. She sent me 2 big ass Rice Krispie treats that came in the mail, along with another box of Jolly Ranchers. I just got either yesterday or the day before yesterday. I'll be showing that on camera in the next couple of days. All right. So really quickly, I'm just going to spend 2 minutes on this. My aunt got discharged today from the hospital, and I didn't tell y'all this yesterday, but she got discharged, and believe it or not, she got discharged to the rehab facility that Miss Kenny works at. So Miss Kenny working at the rehab facility that she's been discharged to also was a factor in me choosing to send her there. Originally, they had her in a semi-private room. I was able to finagle her getting a private room with a window. The insurance is going to pay 100% for 20 days. And then after 20 days, she is responsible for a co-payment of $60 a day. So after 20 days, let's just pretend hypothetically she's got to spend another 30 days after that. That's only $1,800 for 30 days, and I could easily cover that. So we can rest on that. Now, I'm going to tell y'all what just happened about 15 minutes before I got on this show. Haitian Fish called me from the rehab center. Haitian Fish called me and introduced herself and said that she was the night nurse manager or whatever the case may be. And she went over the visitation stuff with me and the different policies or whatever. And then she gonna say in her thickest Haitian, just came off the boat accent, that it's policy that no cameras is allowed in the room or whatever. And she paused and waited for my response. And I just paused and waited for her to go on to the next thing, Claudia, because I don't know what day, age, and year these people work in that they think people family members is not finna come up in the place and take pictures and videos. And that was the first thing I instructed my sister and my cousin to do while we was there. Okay. That was the first thing I instructed them to do. And that's exactly what they did. Okay. And sent me the videos of what's going on. Now, listen, I will respect them people. If they want to say, don't camera our staff, don't photograph our staff, don't record us. I'm a reasonable person. I can respect that unless you get to talking crazy. But we will be going up in there and taking cameras and pictures and videos of any and every damn thing we want when it pertains to my aunt. And I'm going to tell you something. Any of y'all who work at nursing homes or rehabs, that just sent off the biggest red flag. That literally just sent off the largest red flag in my brain because I instantly go to, if everything is on the up and up, then why are you concerned about cameras and videos? If everything is on the up and up, then why are you concerned with cameras and videos? And I'm going to need medical fish. I'm going to need some of y'all nursing home people to explain to me what the rationale is behind this, because I don't like it. The beautiful thing is my aunt is very coherent. All right. So that ain't one of those things where we got, or somebody said, keep in mind HIPAA and privacy issues. This privacy for other patients. There is no other patients in the room. I can understand saying no cameras in the general facility. In her room, there is no other patients. Nevertheless, you know, we have already discussed the visiting hours by which we'll be coming. It's only 15 minutes away from my sister's job. She can take her lunch break at various times. My cousin got various times. I'm going to be popping in. Miss Kenny going to be popping in. And I'm going to be sending other people to pop in. So, oh, don't you worry, Haitian fish. We got your number, bitch. Fish don't fry in the kitchen and beans don't burn on the grill. Took a whole lot of trying to get up this hill, okay? Don't play with me, lady. Do not play with me. Anyway, y'all, let's get... Somebody's like, Q, you sounded like a problem family member. No, I'm not. I ain't sounding like no problem family member because I ain't even been down there yet. But it just, and maybe it's a language barrier thing, or maybe that should have just been in the paperwork. But to call me on the introductory phone call and to make that one of the bullet points, there were so many other bullet points that were left out. She left out the amenities. She left out that they have an ensuite nail salon. She left out that they have transportation. There were so many other bulleted things that she could have told me in this 5-7 minute phone call, but you made it a point to tell me over the phone, no camera. That's blaring to me. That is blaring to me. It literally was a quick, hey, how you doing? I am the nurse manager. Your aunt's with me. This is the visitation hour. And of all the things you needed to tell me policy-wise about the facility, that was the one you zeroed in on. That's just a little weird to me. That's all. That's just a somebody said she's just doing her job and it was how she shared it. That would be a red flag. Yeah, indeed it was. Nevertheless, let's jump right on in. We got some funny political corner stories today. Some very funny political corner stories. So this first one, I told y'all way back when that I never liked the sound of the conversation surrounding immigrants in this country and how it relates to them and the farming industry. Well, Trump did a phone-in interview where he had this to say about our immigrant brothers and sisters. Take a listen.
To their country with a pass back in legally, and we're doing things that are very difficult to do and very complex, but it works really well. We're sending them back, and then they're schooling, they're learning, they're coming in legally. We have a lot of that going on, but we're taking care of our farmers. We can't let our farmers not have anybody. These people that you can't replace them very easily. You know, people that live in the inner city are not doing that work. They're just not doing that work. And they've tried, we've tried, everybody tried. They don't do it. These people do it naturally. I said, what happens if they get it to a farmer the other day? What happens if they get a bad back? He said, they don't get a bad back, sir, because if they get a bad back, they die. I said, that's interesting, isn't it? You know, these are very, in many ways, they're very, very special people. Back to their country with a pass back in legally, and we're doing things.
I'm going to take my time with this story and let this breathe. I have so many problems with what was just said. Number one, the first thing I want to address is the lies. We kicked them out. They're getting training. They're getting educated. We're giving them a path back in. You reasonably expect us to believe in the very short time in the very short time that you've been in office, you was in a rush to kick the people out. You found out that it was stifling the farming industry, that y'all have already put processes in places for the people to be educated, and they're coming back in. So many of them are coming back in. They're coming back in the right way. Nobody believes that. It is beyond obvious what has happened, and I've always foresaw this. The farming lobby probably don't got a hold of his ass, and all his tobacco field and produce field rich buddies and corporations probably don't got a hold of his ass. You and your racism was such in a rush to get rid of doggone folks because they were criminals and freeloaders, but then you realize you needed them. Now, your whole campaign and even the first leg of your presidency, you sold to the American people and to your base that these people were criminals. You sold that they were rapists. You sold that they're getting all these magical benefits that nobody else is eligible to get, despite the fact that these people put into the system and are unable to get anything out of it in many situations. Now, all of a sudden, because our farms have been crippled, the same people, criminals, rapists, drug dealers, and bad people that you painted with one broad stroke that you've kicked out, now all of a sudden we're creating a path for them to come back in legally so they could work the farms, right? So, you know, I'm just curious to know what the pivot is going to be in the rhetoric with your base, because first it was get out, get out, get out. I'm going to call Trump on you. I'm going to call ICE. Now that we've realized we need these people, what's the shift in attitude going to be in America? Is your base going to leave these people alone? Are we going to stop doing political satire about kicking immigrants out? Are we doing a new campaign welcoming immigrants back in? What are we doing? That's the first thing. The second thing is, I remember doing this campaign. I mean, during just a lot of this, you make comments on different threads, and there were people, black and white alike, that argued me up and down that immigrants were taking the jobs, and that if only for the fact that the immigrants were not in the way and taking the jobs and undercutting the jobs, that white men would get there and do the job, that there are white people who want to do the jobs. Where are they at? All of my times are hard. The economy is bad. I voted for Trump because of the price of eggs. We should literally have zero unemployment right now. Where are all the federal programs that say if you are willing to relocate to Iowa or Idaho or Montana, if you are willing to relocate to, you know what I'm saying, Idaho, we'll give you a $10,000 incentive. You're giving ICE, make it make sense. You're giving ICE agents a $50,000 proposed signing bonus to sign on to ICE so they can kick more people out. But at the same time, you're trying to recruit immigrants in. And here's the reality of the situation. He's lying. They're not trying to let these people back in. He is trying to save face because he is starting to lose support left and right and is looking extremely bad in the press, from everything to unemployment numbers, to inflation numbers, to the price of goods and services, down to the plummeting produce production because they can't find the people. Where are all these people who said the immigrants are taking our jobs? Where are all these unemployed people? I actually would have more respect for this man, since y'all love demonizing the poor and y'all love demonizing people on welfare. Where are the programs that say we're going to ship welfare recipients to Idaho? I could even almost get behind that. Where are the programs that say we're going to ship, you know what I'm saying, people who are on WIC, food stamps, Medicaid, Social Security, Section 8 welfare? Where are the policies that say we're going to ship their ass over there to Idaho to work off their Social Security? And I'm going to tell you something, black people, while we understand that we don't want to do the jobs, and we are not doing the jobs, I just caution y'all to be careful and don't fall into that trap of speaking of immigrants only in terms of farm labor. there is just something about that that makes me very uncomfortable, because I feel like we ask the question all the time, how did the Holocaust happen? How did slavery happen? And it happens when the greater society looks at another group of people as less than, or you look at an entire group of people as nothing but a means to an end to serve your personal needs, and you don't care about their humanity. It makes me deeply uncomfortable, and it deeply disturbs me that the only conversations that we have in reference to these people is in reference to them being farm workers and we needing them to get out there in the hot sun and do backbreaking work. It feels and sounds like slavery. And everyone just seems to be okay with it. Nobody's offended by any of this. Funky Bunch. I mean, not including y'all, including me at times, including all of us. We have straight up been conditioned to look at these people as nothing more than housekeepers and farm workers. And that is very uncomfortable for me. I do not like it. Moving right along. Another funny political corner story, or an oddball one at that. Trump speaks on the crime in Washington, D.C. and says he wants to prosecute minors as adults and lock them up for a long time. He says he wants to prosecute teenage gang members as adults, those that commit violent crimes. That's what he said. Now, here's what's funny. When you say out loud that he wants to commit those 14 and up that commit violent crimes, he wants to charge them as adults. On the surface, it really kind of feels like, okay, that's relatively reasonable, right? Like, you know, violent crimes include knocking folks upside the head and getting physical with folks and mugging folks. You know what I'm saying? That sounds relatively reasonable. But again, as we said yesterday, you got to dig below the surface. There is a more sinister plot at hand. Number one, who are all the teens in Washington, D.C.? What color are they? Like this and not like this. Second of all, before you clap your hands and say this needs to go into play, we need to keep into account that how many people get wrongly convicted. Okay? We got to look at how many black boys will be profiled just so they can be sent away for a long time and pumped into this free prison labor pipeline. Okay, let's not forget private prisons are a business, and they stay in business because they are given inmates. We have seen countless anecdotes and stories where judges have been found guilty for unscrupulous behavior because they've had lobbyists and corporations in their pocket incentivizing them to give young people, black people, men period, these exorbitant sentences so they can be sent to prison in order for these prisons to make money. All right, this is a very slippery slope. This is an extremely slippery slope. What happens when you got that 15-year-old boy that stole a pack of gum out of the store and the store owner tried to hold him, and the 15-year-old boy jerks his arm away from him, causing the store owner to fall? Prejudice cop shows up, says that the young man pushed her down, and bam, violent crime, charged as an adult. Now he's in prison. You know what I'm saying? Those will be the future implications of a law like this under an administration like his. Now, listen, all things constant, I wish we lived in a world where racism did not exist. I wish we lived in a world where all men were treated equal, where everybody had equal opportunity and oppression and poverty did not exist. Maybe in that world, I would be 100% okay and content with charging 14-year-olds and up as adults for violent crimes, because at the age of 14, you should know better. All right. But we also know that there are systemic and societal situations that lead to crime. And I don't think that we should be attacking the symptom of crime. We should be attacking the root, which is poverty. Come on, somebody. Moving right along. Last but not least, Gail King responds to what Donald Trump had to say about her. Take a listen.
Ms. King, what was your reaction to seeing what Trump said last night?
So, I'm sorry he feels that way, but I'm just going to do it. I like my job, continue to do a good job. There's a long list of people. Yeah, long list. Look, I'm in a group now with Bruce Springsteen, Taylor Swift, Stephen Colbert. I'm sorry he feels that way.
Ms. King, what was your reaction to?
Am I the only person that feels like Gail really mad because she just not gonna be invited to the parties no more? I don't know. I just feel like Gail is mad because she just not like he don't like me no more. Like I don't know why, and maybe it's my own personal bias because Gail King, I just don't really see it for Gail. I just don't really see it for Gail at all. Y'all accused me in the past of being biased towards people like Quad and Dr. Heavenly and other people. The person I'm really biased against is Gail. I just don't see it for Gail. I just don't. And it's giving when she said, I'm sorry he feels that way. I believe her. I really do believe Gail feelings is hurt because that man feel this way because she thought he was her friend. I really do feel that way. I can't help but feel that way. I just feel like Gail is really mad for real that her friend don't like her no more. We gonna move on, y'all. Let me ask y'all a question. Y'all drop that in the chat right now and tell me how many millions of dollars would you need in order to kill your in-laws? I know a lot of people do not like their in-laws. How many million would have to be on the line for you to entertain the idea of taking out your in-laws? Zen Life said 3. Somebody said 2. SK 1988 said 1. Proud Descendant of Slaves said 0. Let's see what how about 24 million? Is 24 million enough for y'all? Because it was enough for Daniel Serafini, who was found guilty of murdering his in-laws in an attempt to access their $23 million fortune with his wife's friend, who was the kid's babysitter, who became his mistress. And might I add, he is a former Major League Baseball pitcher. Daniel Serafini has been found guilty of murdering his father-in-law in an attempt to kill his mother-in-law in a calculated plot to access their estimated $23 million fortune. The victim, Garen Spoor and Wendy Wood, were shot in point blank in their Lake Tahoe home in 2021. Gary died instantly. Wendy survived, only to die by suicide in 2023, unable to cope with the trauma. Prosecutors say Serafini, who had lost most of his $14 million he earned in the MLB, was motivated by financial desperation and resentment. He was aided by Samantha Scott, his wife's best friend and the children's babysitter, who later became his lover. Scott took a plea deal and testified that she drove Serafini to and from the scene and watched him test a makeshift silencer before the attack. The jury convicted Serafini of first-degree murder, attempted murder, and burglary. Sentencing is scheduled for August 18th. And the Placer County DA Morgan Geyer stated that there can never truly be closure, but we hope the verdict proves some semblance of resolve. Y'all, this has got to be one of the most low-down. The person I feel the worst for in this situation is the ex-wife. Okay, think about this now. Think about this. You're a woman or a man. You marry someone. You bring this someone into your family fold. Your family would have no way of even knowing this person if it wasn't for you. In most cases, your family wouldn't be tied to this person. This person cheats on you with your best friend. This person is also responsible for killing your parents, and your mom died twice. Your mom died the first time he shot her and you had to deal with that. And then she turned around and commits suicide 2 years later because she's unable to deal with the trauma. Somebody go around there and check on daughter. Somebody go over there and check on daughter. You squandered $15 million. And so desperate for money, you then attempt to use your wife's best friend turned mistress to help you kill her parents for their money. Bitch, why you didn't go kill yours? Why you didn't go kill yours for their money? This is so damn low down. And, you know, greed and desperation and white people jumping off of bridges because they broke and being brought to this level of desperation, again, it says to me that a person's brain is not functioning properly. It says to me a person's brain is not functioning properly. How did you honestly think you were going to get away with this? After you killed the people, how did you think you was going to get the money? You thought, or maybe you were thinking it would get passed down to your wife and you would access it that way. And now the messed up thing is all of it is for naught. The parents is dead. You didn't get the money and you in jail for life. That can't possibly be worse than being broke. That cannot possibly be worse than being broke and nobody won. And I hate what I'm about to say out of my mouth, but at least if that was going to be the plan, like at least you could have got away with it. Like that's the least you could have did in this situation was actually got away with it. That kind of would have made it somewhat better because now 2 people are dead. A woman is heartbroken. This lady is in trouble and you are in prison for life. And you got nothing for it. One of the most profound things Nia Long has ever said in her life, when she did her behind the scenes or her unsung or whatever it was, she addressed the rumor that people said she's difficult on set. And she gives her explanation. And she goes on to say that she learned to speak up for herself. And she was like, what are you going to do? Fire me? Go ahead. I ain't scared to be broke. Hell, I've been broke before. I know how to do that. I'm going to tell you something. I know that being broke does not feel good to anybody and don't nobody want to be broke. But I will say that there is a beauty in starting from the bottom because you know how to do it. There truly is beauty in starting from the bottom because you know how to do it. And you know how to do it with style and grace. Now, I don't know anything about this man's background. I don't know if he came from the bottom, the middle, or the top. But I'm just talking about me in this situation. If I lost everything that I had, baby, had to go get me a little piece of efficiency and a skateboard, I'd be just fine. I would honestly be just fine, just as long as I ain't have to damn go to work. Yeah, I know I don't see it for no cubicle. I don't see it for no 9 to 5. I don't see it for no big bike supervisor. I don't see it, but I could do it with no problem. I could do it with so much style and grace and confidence or whatever. I just don't know why these people lose their shit over money. Moving right along to some more sad news, guys. The BET Hip Hop Awards and the Soul Train Awards are no longer. BET has decided to suspend them indefinitely. The BET Hip Hop Awards and the Soul Train Awards. I mean, guys, we are seeing a lot of things in Black culture dry up. Scott Mills, BET CEO, said, I would say it's less about them being no longer and more about our team having to reimagine them for this changing media landscape that we find ourselves in. I think what we're going to see is more people taking franchises and saying, this might have started on linear television, but now I'm going to move it to another space. Do I move it to streaming or do I move it to a platform? So for BET Linear, we have suspended Soul Train and hip hop TV award shows, but we have a team that's actively thinking about where those award shows might best live as the media climate continues to evolve. They aren't gone, and we also still have the NAACP Image Awards and Stellar Awards. So in short, guys, let me explain to you what that means in media terms. What it means is it costs more to make than we bring in. It means it costs more to make than we bring in, that it just is not worth it. I will say this. Soul Train isn't even a brand anymore, right? And we've got to applaud the fact that they even allowed the Soul Train Awards to exist this long. Soul Train isn't even a brand anymore. And it would be great if we could have held on to the legacy a little longer, but I guess, everything has got to have a run. I miss the Soul Train Lady of Soul Awards. I miss those so much. And as with everything, guys, the internet has messed up everything. The internet has literally messed up everything. It's made our lives so convenient on the right-hand side, but it's completely killed culture on the left-hand side. Why do I say that? Well, why is it not important for us to tune into award shows anymore? Well, because we see everything we want to see about our celebrities and people we like to follow every day of the week on social media. We see their gowns, we see their dresses before they show up. If we miss the awards, we catch the snippets tomorrow, all on social media or on YouTube. There's no urgency to watch anything. There's no secrecy anymore. And there is no scarcity. There once was a time, I'm going to use Erykah Badu, for example, that the last time we saw Erykah Badu was when she put out a music video. Then we don't see her at all physically for 4 months. And then the next time we see her on the carpet of the Soul Train Awards or the BET Awards. And that's the big hype. Oh my God, what is she going to be wearing? What is she going to look like this time? What is she doing? And that's no longer. That's no longer. We have day-to-day access to our celebrities. We have so much access to them now that they're very familiar. I'm surprised publicists are still a thing and they still exist. I miss the days when the only time we heard from a celebrity was through their publicist. But now, literally, if I want to know what Keisha Cole did today, all I got to do is go to Instagram. If I want to know what Kelly Rowland working on, all I got to do is go to Instagram. So there is no need, there's no suspense, there's nothing. And then when you see your favorite celebrities dressed to the gods 17 days out of the week on Instagram, there really is no hype around what is she going to be wearing on the red carpet of this event. You know what I'm saying? And so as much as we're sad, we have to tell the truth. We're not watching. We're not watching. And you guys as children, damn sure are not watching. I dare each and every one of y'all to go ask y'all 11, 12, 13-year-old what the Soul Train Awards is. And you probably won't get an answer. They'll probably say the Underground Railroad. I'm not going to lie to you. I don't feel no ways tired about the BET Awards being canceled because my feet still hurt from when Deborah Lee had me standing out there in heels. The very first and last award show I ever covered was the BET Hip Hop Awards. But I had them heels on, I had that long motherfucking wig on, and bitch, my feet still hurt. That was the first time I had ever in my life worn heels. And I was on that red carpet interviewing the celebrities that were willing to stop for me, baby. Let me tell you something. Red carpet work is very humbling. It's very traumatizing, and I ain't never did that shit again. When I was over there to the Fox Soul, the people tried to send me to the red carpet. I told them absolutely not. I get inquiries all the time from brands and premieres, and they want me to do red carpet interviews. And I said, absolutely not. I don't do red carpet. And I'm going to tell you why I don't do red carpet. I don't do red carpet because them celebrities walk past you and they treat you like garbage if they don't know about you. Okay, baby, that red carpet messed up. When I tell y'all that red carpet messed up my self-esteem, that red carpet messed my self-esteem up down to the ground, bitch. I will never, baby. Listen, I'm not trying to shade nobody that do it. I'm above it. I am above it. Y'all don't know what it feels like to be standing there with a microphone and you get your hopes up high and you see whomever it is and you think that you're going to get just a soundbite or just even a hello, and them people don't even look at you. They just keep walking. And you standing there trying to jump in, and you know, like, Wale, can I, Wale, what are you wearing? Russell Simmons, what do you think about? And if you are not part of like a really reputable, if you are not part of a really reputable organization, they walk past you, coupled with the fact that it's every publicist's job to try to boost their client's public profile. Therefore, there's a part of the game where publicists tell their artists, don't talk to that publication because that's low. We're not trying to be in low publications. And if you keep talking to them and getting placements in the low publications, people are going to think of you as a low person. So bypass them and see if you can get to Essence and Rolling Stone and TMZ, and they do that. And I completely understand it. It's your job to boost your client's public profile, but that's what happens. And baby, you're not finna do me like that, bitch. I got too much pride. I got too much ego. I'm not finna beg no bitch to stand out and talk to me and we both at the same place. I'm just not doing it. I'm just not doing it. I ain't doing it. Baby, that thing, can y'all imagine? I was out there. I was hot. I had a 22-inch wig on. And maybe that's why them people didn't want to talk to me, because I looked the damn mess. But that's besides the point, because every reporter should be treated with respect. Okay, it was because I was LGBTQ. Them people didn't want to speak to me. And I hate to do this, but it was really Wale that did me in. Wale did me in. I was trying to get hold of Wale, and Wale, them people kept walking like, nigga, don't you bring your ass over here. They treated me bad. And Wale probably don't even remember this. Him and his people probably don't remember this at all. Okay. And I was like, bitch, all you got out is Lotus Flower Bomb anyway, bitch. You got the nerve to keep walking past me. I was crying internally so bad, y'all. I just don't. And it's like, even now, because this was a long time ago, even now, my public profile has gotten much larger. And I'm pretty sure that if I got into a red carpet conversation, I'm not going to say that, that Angela Bassett knows who I am, but Kerry Washington does, right? I'm not going to say that Holly Berry knows who I am, but Shonda Rhimes does, right? Like, I'm not going to say that Loretta Devine knows who I am, but Issa Rae does, right? There's a healthy group of Black Hollywood who knows who I am. You know what I'm saying? Let me toot my own horn. There's a healthy group of people who know who I am, but I'm still not confident that they will stop and speak to me on the red carpet, bitch. And that's why I'm not going. I'm staying in my house because I gotta love me. I gotta love me. I gotta love me. And psychologically, why would I put myself in a situation that's gonna cause me harm? Okay, no, God, get somebody else to do it. It's two people down there. Moving right along. Ladies, I don't want y'all to get mad at me on my commentary about this one, but I got an honest question to ask y'all. So the Youthforia makeup brand is no longer, after catching backlash for their darkest shade of foundation. Take a listen.
Backlash for a makeup company over its darkest shade marketed for people of color. ABC's Morgan Norwood says the product has become the talk of social media. I saw it on my feed. Morgan, good morning.
Yeah, good morning to you, Janae. A lot of people are talking about this. So when Youthforia rolled out its date night skin tint in a limited number of shades last year, the brand was criticized for the lack of options for darker skin tones. Well, now Youthforia is expanding its shade range, with some customers and beauty creators outraged. They're likening this darkest shade to black face paint, saying not only is it not inclusive, it's insulting.
I'm wearing Youthforia. Makeup you can sleep in.
It's the popular beauty brand that wowed the sharks on ABC's Shark Tank.
Your margins are amazing. You're very impressive.
Even going on to snag a $400,000 investment from billionaire Mark Cuban.
Thank you. You're amazing. Thank you so much.
But this morning, Youthforia facing big backlash over its recent shade range expansion.
Beauty backlash.
With some comparing the darkest shade, 600 deep, to black face paint.
This is truly a crime.
Texas-based beauty influencer Gloria was one of the first to call it out, sharing this video with her 1.5 million followers on TikTok and saying she has on one side of her face the foundation, the other side, black face paint.
Not only in 2024 is this so disgusting and disrespectful, but this needs to be pulled off the shelf.
With some comparing.
So let me tell y'all something. This is very funny to me. It's very funny to me. And let me go ahead and preface this by saying I'm a man. And so I am about to speak as an ignorant man when it comes to beauty products. All right. So pardon me if I get it wrong. But I don't even understand how stores like Sephora are even able to exist, because y'all have 9 million products and y'all have 9 million different brands that all sell the same thing, right? And I know that some brands work better for some people than others, but I am pretty sure between the 300 brands in Sephora that there are several of them that suit your skin tone. So I'm just not understanding, and maybe somebody will have to break it down to me later. I'm just not understanding how, of all the brands that have been on the shelves for so long, a new one comes along and then folks get upset because it's not inclusive. Like it's not connecting in my brain. Now, I'm not excusing what they did. I'm about to get to that. But why is it so infuriating that this brand don't have your skin shade when Fenty does, and MAC does, and Fashion Fair does, and Clinique does, and Jeffree Star does, and Super Scent does, and Walgreens does, and Big Booty Judy does, and Jackie Aina does, like, and Bobby Brown does, and for me, it's not connecting, and maybe it's not supposed to connect because I'm not a man. I mean, I'm not a man. According to some people, I'm not a man either, bitch. That's that piece. Now, addressing this. This is, again, like I've always said, this is what happens when there's a lack of top-level diversity. Y'all are mad. My brain works the other way. My brain would not get mad at this. My brain would simply say to me, these bitches don't even want my money. My brain would say, these bitches don't even want my money because they did not think enough of me to even hire a black girl, to even be a lab rat for the makeup. This was done by a bunch of white hoes in a room that said, call China and tell their ass to give us burnt oil color, since they're talking about the deepest shade. And here's the funny thing. And I'm going to tell you something. And the white girls, and this may be me giving them too much credit, and the white girls actually thought they were doing something revolutionary. Okay. They said, baby, them girls wanted black. They wanted black like this or black like this. They said black like this, and them hoes gave y'all black. They said, oh, the black girls say we don't got to. The black girls say they want black. They gave y'all ass black. Okay? But for me, this just would not offend me. But I can't tell y'all how to feel. I just don't understand it. Because here is the reality of the situation. And here is how I know my point holds true. This company don't went under and y'all still wearing makeup. This company don't went under and y'all still wearing makeup, which meant there was somewhere else for you to get your shade. And again, I ain't trying to tell you how to feel. And I'm not saying what they did was wrong. I'm just not understanding why people get moved to chorus about this. The way my brain would have worked, I would have been like, okay, they just don't have it for me. Let me stick to what worked. And for all of my seasoned girls that's been wearing makeup, what have y'all been wearing before these people popped up on Shark Tank? And miss me with the tones and the shades and the quality, because our great grandmamas was wearing makeup and they was wearing it just fine. They wore makeup and they wore makeup in Harlem Nights. The makeup looked fine. They wore makeup in Roots. The makeup looked fine. They wore makeup in Amistad and the makeup looked fine. Again, ladies, I am not a woman, so I can't 100% tell y'all how to feel. But I do understand a little thing about supply and demand. And I am smart enough, even with my coochie being made of clay, I am smart enough to deduce at this time that there is more than enough makeup out there for women this shade. Between Fenty, MAC, CoverGirl, Pat McGrath, Bobby Brown, between those brands alone, your shade is somewhere in there. Oh, somebody said influencers are mad that they don't have the ability, the opportunity to influence. Okay, well, you're gonna have to make it make sense for me, because I just don't see no working class cubicle piece of fish being mad about some castor oil, motor oil that them white girls don't put in the doggone bottle. They said inclusivity, Q. Inclusivity, girl. Y'all better. Let's talk about inclusivity for a minute. Y'all want to be included in everything? Do y'all want to be included in everything? Because again, the way my brain works, I don't want nothing that don't want me. I don't want nothing that don't want me. I don't want them white hoes to give me nothing because I had to sit somewhere and belly ache and cry for it. And then they still didn't think enough of me to do it right. They went to the mines of Africa and got some goddamn motor oil out the mines and put it in a nail polish bottle and said, here, black girl, here you go, use this. I guess, girl. Y'all bypassed some of the great stuff that was already out there for y'all and went and begged them white girls to include y'all, and they did. And they did. Don't tell me to go to the next topic. I'm staying right here. Y'all went and begged them white, oh, please, white girls, please make our shade. Even though y'all don't like us and it's evident that y'all never intended on us to be y'all consumer because y'all didn't consider us in the beginning, we were an afterthought. Please make something for us. And they did. And they did. And they did. They went and made it. They went and made it, and then y'all got mad with what the people made. This shit is funny. It is so funny to me. It's funny to me. And then y'all got what y'all asked for, and y'all still complaining. This shit is hilarious to me. I thought Fenty had y'all covered. I thought Fenty had y'all covered. Somebody said, what brand do you use, Funky? I use MAC. I use MAC. Now, y'all not going to tell me between NARS, Bobby Brown, MAC, Fenty, that y'all not covered. And it's funny, though, because I've realized even on the show, and again, I'm a man, there's certain things I don't understand. There are two things that people need to do to get rich. Riot! It's two things people got to do to get rich. Sell women weight loss hope in a bottle. Sell beauty products. If you sell women weight loss hope in a bottle or beauty products, you will be rich. I've learned from being the gay best friend of so many girls, y'all women will go out and buy a new brand of hair product every month until you got one string of hair left on your head. Y'all will go out and buy every different brand of natural hair products or hair product. Y'all will go out and the minute a new one get on TikTok, y'all will go out and buy the latest and the newest until you have one strand of hair left on y'all head. Y'all will buy into everything except for gym membership and the nutritionist. And I'm not trying to read. I ain't trying to come for black women. I ain't trying to read nobody. I'm just talking about the psychology of women. Y'all would do anything except eat right and go to the gym. If I tell y'all right now, I got a pill that's going to make you lose weight, I'll sell $1 million worth of it. That's why Ozempic doing what it's doing. That's why NutriBurst did what it did. That's why all the teas do what that's why the teas do what they want to do. People want to drink a tea and lose weight. People want to pump some shit in their head and have hair like Rapunzel. And here's the funny thing. I want y'all to know this, women, men in charge of corporations, we know that. Like the big companies, they know that. And this is just not a black woman thing. It's a woman thing, period. Everybody knows that women are the consumers that you target, that they will buy up anything in the health and beauty lane. And speaking of buying up everything, this lady was trying to go to the gas station to get her a beer, a Michelob, and 2 Lucy's. A Maryland woman is arrested for arson after setting her neighbor's home on fire because he refused to repay her $7. This lady was standing on business. According to Law and Crime, a Maryland woman has been charged after she set her neighbor's home on fire over a $7 debt. On July 3rd, 2025, Janice Oney went to her neighbor's home and reportedly demanded he repay the money. This led to a verbal altercation when the neighbor refused. After arguing for quite some time, Oney left the property but returned shortly with a bottle of gasoline to set the home ablaze. Police say that after committing the act of arson, she got on a bicycle and pedaled away. During the investigation, police obtained surveillance footage from a nearby business, and the footage led to Oni's arrest. She was booked for arson, malicious burning, and malicious destruction of property over $1,000, reckless endangerment, and theft under $100. Luckily, the homeowner was able to control and extinguish the fire before the police arrived. Here's the thing. This story was right on time for me because me and a friend were having a conversation earlier today about poverty, right? We were having a conversation about poverty, the vestiges of poverty, how poverty manifests itself in certain communities. And having this emotional response to $7 is rooted in poverty. You can look at the wig, you can look at how they said the lady rode away on a bicycle. This was a poverty response, in a deep poverty. Some of y'all putting crackhead in the thing, and it of course it might have been some drugs involved too, which again is a vestige of poverty as well. But think about it. And those of us that may have come from humble beginnings, I know that I'm not the only person that grew up witnessing family members fall out over $25 and family members fall out over $50 and family members fall out over $75. And when I say it's a vestige of poverty, it is, because if you're somebody whose light bill is $75 and you loaned a family member $60 and you need your $60 back and your lights get cut off because you don't have your $60 back, then it is that serious over $60, right? Then it is that serious. And even if this person is on crack, if their, local, if their routine weekly is, I'm used to consuming this much crack and I'm used to consuming this much Michelob and I'm used to consuming this many cigarettes, then bitch, I need my $7. I need my $7 because I need my fix. I need my $7. And somebody wrote, sometimes it's about principle. It's never about principle for $7. It's never about principle for $7. When somebody set somebody's house on fire over $7, they are hurt. They are hurt. They are hurt. And it's funny, right? Because even the brokest of us in the funky bunch, there is somebody that you got it better than. Even at your personal brokest, when your money funny, there's still somebody lower than you that wishes they were in your position. So for some people, $7 is that serious. It shouldn't be, but it is. Moving right along. Speaking of something else that should be $7, JLo concert tickets. Lord, the people out there in Vegas say JLo faces weak demand for Las Vegas shows as tickets remain largely available. Following the canceled tour last year due to low ticket sales, Lopez is now on a global run, performing at unexpected stops like Turkey, Kazakhstan, and Egypt. In Las Vegas, she's preparing for a mini residency, 3 shows for New Year's and 6 in March. However, tickets are still widely available. Lopez made a deal for up to 100 shows over 3 years, but there's been little interest so far from fans, especially at these prices. A Music Insider said, pointing that the prices are between $121 and $1,300. A Lopez rep denied the 100 show claim, saying she has the option to do more if she feels like it. Meanwhile, Dolly Parton's 2-week Vegas stint sold out within 24 hours, and resale tickets are going for over $10,000. That was a very worthwhile comparison, right? And I'm going to tell you why bringing up Dolly Parton was very valid. I'm not a country music fan. I don't know if Dolly Parton's got any new music out, but Dolly is a very old artist, but it goes to show that there is a demand for quality entertainment and people whose music has staying power. I think JLo's time in music may be done. Not to mention now here's the first thing. We're not going to pretend like in those early 2000s that we did not enjoy JLo's music, because we did. Waiting for tonight. Oh, will you be back in my arms? Waiting for tonight. Whoa. All right. Say what y'all want to say about her vocals. Y'all are not going to sit up here and pretend like we did not enjoy JLo's music, because we did. But I think part of the problem is, or at least for me, is that JLo is not on our radio presently. And I think that JLo needs to put out some new music and some banging ass music videos, and she needs a feature with Drake, and she needs a feature with this person and that person in order to be made hot again. Y'all selling us cold, day-old food at the premiere of a new restaurant. How that work? Y'all are setting up for the launch of a new restaurant, but you selling us cold, day-old food. Don't nobody want it at no price. Don't nobody want it at no price. Not Americans, no way. The next thing JLo better do is just go straight Latin. Go do music with Pitbull, Bad Bunny, Maluma, and all of them, and just stay over there. Don't even come back around here. But as far as Americans are concerned, like JLo, you have not did, your music doesn't have staying power, and you have not did anything as of recent that's of any interest to any of us. And that's why ain't nobody buying that. Moving right along. A Houston officer is under investigation for sharing a TikTok claiming that she would give everybody a ticket just because she didn't get her back blown out the night before. And this bitch should be fired and never to be rehired by any police department. Social media is one hell of a drug, and I think we are starting to see the vestiges of people who grew up with social media, right? Because the more seasoned girls our age, even those of us who were social media people like me, we know better than to play with our place of employment down to the internet. We know better. We know better. I would have never been an accountant in anybody's job and been like, child, my bills backed up. These people accounts payable checks looking real good. Let me post. I would have just never did that. I would have never put on social media, child, I'm late, but I don't give a damn. I'm finna stop at Burger King. To hell with my boss, even though that's what I did in real life. I wouldn't have never posted that. I would have never posted that. You thought that this was, and you are a law enforcement officer. And so this is concerning to me. And here is why she should be fired. Even though it's just, in some people's eyes, a petty TikTok, it shows a complete lack of judgment for me. It shows a complete lack of judgment for me. And so if you can't even make the proper judgment call when it comes to what to post on social media and what not to post, how can I expect you to make the right judgment call in the line of fire? How can I expect you to make the right judgment call when you get that story with that mentally unstable person that's cutting up outside of their house? How can I get you to make the right judgment call when there's a black boy in a car and you're nervous and you end up pulling your... It's a judgment thing. There are certain jobs you can have fun. Okay. If you are the general manager at the Gap, have at it. If you are the shift manager at IKEA, have at it. If you work in the entertainment industry, have at it. Police officer, school teacher, corporate fish, bankers, firefighters, health and human services people, not so much. Not so much. Not so much. Lunell on Shannon Sharpe. Take a listen.
Your thoughts on Shannon Sharpe getting fired by ESPN after settling his case with his ex?
Goody. Goody. Was that a little worth all that money?
Right.
Oh. See, Shannon Sharpe suffers from the same thing that Dennis Rodman suffered from.
What's that?
I'm ugly, but I made it anyway.
Oh, you think Shannon's ugly?
Yes.
He has a really nice body.
You have to admire his body because he wears his clothes so obviously tight. Right. It's a little sus, if you ask me.
Yeah.
And his little dog.
Wait, he's got a little dog?
Yeah, remember
he was wearing a mysteriously tight outfit.
First of all, Shannon don't care nothing about me. I don't care nothing about Shannon. I say what I want. Shannon Sharpe, we tried to get on your show. When he was popular, he didn't want me. Back then, they didn't want me. Now he's losing, and he's all up on me. Want me to do the show. I'm not doing it, Shannon.
Oh, talk your talk, Lunell.
Yeah. I said what I said.
All right. What are your...
I love me some Lunell. I mean, she's got a right. But let me ask y'all a question. Do y'all think Shannon Sharpe is ugly? Do y'all? Do y'all think he's ugly? I don't know that I think he's ugly. Some people say yes. Someone say yes, he's very unattractive. You know, I guess money can make people look attractive because there's something about looking clean. There's something about somebody who looks very clean and manicured that will make you at least give them a chance. And I think that that's kind of what Shannon gives. Now, I don't think Shannon would look that good with facial hair or whatever, but Lunell said what she said, and that's her prerogative, guys. Anywho, it's mine. I got to get up out of here. I'm actually late. I am going to be a part of somebody's music video, guys. It's a night shoot. And so ain't no telling what time I'm finna get home. I can't tell y'all who it is. But I've got tapped to be in somebody's music video to play the best friend. So I'm getting ready to go in here and shave and make it to set so I can be up all night participating in this nighttime shoot for this music video. And I will call y'all tomorrow. Bye.